I don't know if you could design a more even contest when we got Pedro Munhoz, the young Punisher, taking on Jose Aldo Jr. Jose Aldo coming in as minus 140 favorite, plus 115 is Munhoz, but these dudes are the exact same size, they're the exact same age, they come from the exact same country, and they both bring the exact same toughness. So I'm beyond stoked for this one. I think it's a hell of a co-meet event and a good fight to slot in with the departure of the Nunes contest, but Munoz in that last performance against Jimmy Rivera has never looked better. I mean, that fight was close throughout the first round, and both guys were exchanging heavy leg kicks, which I'm sure is something Aldo is going to bring to the table as always. But ultimately, Munoz was able to just grind out the later moments of that fight, and I was just super impressed with the toughness that he displayed in that one. And if we look before that, he fought Frankie Edgar, lost a split decision. It was a headlining fight on ESPN. I sort of thought that Munoz did enough to beat Frankie Edgar, and I know that I wasn't alone with that sentiment. So tough to really attach too much to that one. And before that, he did lose a convincing unanimous decision to Aljamain Sterling, but that's kind of what Aljo does to everyone who isn't named Peter Yan. So if we look at Aldo's recent history as well, he looked phenomenal in that last fight against Chito Vera. I picked against Jose Aldo and ultimately paid the price for it because I don't want to say he made it look easy over Chito, but it was a fight that was dominant for Jose Aldo. Before that, he did lose three straight. He was TKO'd by Peter Yan, but if you look at everything Peter Yan has done, who was the most competitive contest? It was probably Jose Aldo because Jose Aldo landed some strikes of his own on Peter Yan. He didn't have him hurt, never was any precocious scenarios, but he did, I think, put up the best fight that we've seen against just the untouchable Peter Yan to date. So super stoked for this co-meet. It's a near pick 'em, but again, Jose Aldo is the slight favorite. Who you got? You got Jose Aldo or the young Punisher?
Yeah, this is a great fight. I mean, man, there's so many potential fight of the nights, knockout of the nights. Very excited for honestly this card. This is absolute stacked. But I think I gotta go with Little Junior. I think the young Punisher is not ready, and is gonna be surprised by the seasoned veteran Jose Aldo. I mean, it's like this guy just doesn't age. I mean, he's only 34, but I feel like he should be 80 by now, and he still looks good. And this is gonna be a great fight. I think one of these guys are getting knocked out. Either Pedro's coming through, or Aldo is going to absolutely starch him. But yeah, I gotta go with Aldo on this one. I just like the grizzled vet, I guess you could say. I like the reach advantage. Just this matchup, I like it a lot, and I think Jose is just better all around in every area.
Yeah, you mentioned the reach advantage. I think that might be key in this one. I'm curious to see how he uses that advantage. And you mentioned the fact that Jose Aldo's 34 and is somehow 34. Like, how is Jose Aldo 34? That just blows my mind. Seems like he's been fighting for his forever. It seems like but it seems like we've been watching him forever. So to hear there's only 34, it's absolutely mind blowing. And ultimately, this fight for me is going to be super close, going to be super competitive. 71% is going with Jose Aldo, majority by decision. 29% is going with Munoz. So if you're bullish on Jose Aldo, how do you think he gets this one done against Munoz? Do you think he's going to put his lights out?
Yeah, I think he's gonna put his lights out, but also it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a sneaky submission. I mean, nobody's going with the submission, so I kind of feel a possible upset with that, but it's probably going to be a knockout. I really do think one of these guys are getting knocked out. Tapology, it seems 71% is going with unanimous decision. I'm on that brown little sliver, and actually mind blowing. If you look close, it looks like a lot of people think Munhoz is going to get a submission on Aldo, which whoever's calling that, and if that happens, congrats. That's crazy. I just don't see that happening. But this would be a really close fight, I think, if it does go to decision.
Yeah, good stuff. Ultimately, you predicted that someone's getting knocked out, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think someone's getting knocked out. I just think it's going to be Jose Aldo who's getting absolutely slept by Pedro Munoz in this one. I picked against Jose Aldo last time. It burned me, but I think Munoz is going to just continuously respond with everything that Jose Aldo brings his way. If Jose starts, chopping those trees down, I think Munoz is going to return with similar fire. If Jose's, working his strong stand up, I think Munoz is going to clip him with something even harder on the return. And ultimately, I just see Pedro Munoz finding a way to get this one done over Jose Aldo. But again, this is a fight where I definitely am going to stay away from it personally. Too sketchy, too evenly matched. But ultimately, I gotta roll with Meaty Munoz in this one. I think by KO TKO. So, any last thoughts on this, Comey? This one is straight up fireworks.
Yeah, no, absolute fireworks. Yeah, throw in the comments, boys. Who you guys got? You got a little Junior or the Young Punisher? We respond to all comments and make sure to subscribe and like and throw that notification so you don't miss a meat lock or a breakdown. And check out the meat lock video and the main event. Yo.